In this video we are going to cover certain basic topics relevant to programming. Pascal programming will be used, but in exam most of the time the pseudocode logic only we need to understand, but with the programming we should be able to identify what is this integer, real, boolean, right? Now in standard data type, integer always use whole number minus or plus. If you want to represent any decimal values, for example calculating average, integer is not suitable, then we need to use real. Boolean mean two option, true or false. To represent a character we use word called char, any character. String mean one single word within the inverted comma. Even if you type number, let's say 1 2 3 within the inverted comma, that is considered as string, not a number. Then variable and constant we define using the word var. Now here the variable is count, any name you can give. Now we are here the defining, we are defining a variable. That's how the program understand, right? We can give whatever the word we want, count, and we need to mention here it is an integer. Here var variable a b, but these a and b are real, so can hold any decimal values as well, but this count can't hold any decimal value, right? That is the meaning. It's very simple. The constant mean we are using the word const. This is must. Here you can use whatever the word you want, but this is not going to change, right? Now variable always change. No, you can add total to total, total to something else, it is keep on changing, but once you make is const, you can't change, always the value is fixed. Then we need to know about a few operators, basic type operators. Already we know about these operators, right? Plus, minus, multiplication. Now see here, when we use this slash, even can represent decimal values, results, but if we use this word, this is also for division, but this will actually give only whole numbers, right? Round number. MOD always use to represent the remainder. Now 20 mod 6 mean 20 divided by 6, you will be getting the remainder 2. So whatever the variable you define, the variable will hold the remainder value. Then comparison operator, this is we are very familiar. Greater than or equal, less than or equal, equal. This is not equal, right? Here this results also we should be able to clearly understand whether it is a true or false. Logical operators and o, right? It's very simple. Now see here, rainfall greater than 56, and always we need to make sure whenever we use and, we need to satisfy both the condition, right? Now see the third one, 3 greater than 2, 3 greater than or equal to 2, yes, and 3 not equal to 3, it is false. So 1 is true, 1 is false, finally entire expression is false, right? We need to satisfy both conditions. Operator mean anyone. Now temperature greater than 30 or rainfall less than 55, either one of these. Now see here, 3 is greater than or equal to 2, true, or 3 is not equal to 3, false, but this is true, no? So therefore we are considering expression as a true. Not mean, right? Not temperature greater than 30, right? Even with the while also we use, no, the water boil condition. So not 5 equal 5 mean it is false, no? We can't say no, this is not that is correct, right? So likewise we should be able to use not as well. Now here in this case, temperature greater than 30, not mean always it should be less than 30, not temperature greater than 30. Then operator precedence mean the order, right? So we can see here always we are giving preference to multiplication and division first, right? Like normal mathematic calculation, bracket will be first simplified, then only multiplication division. The same order we are following here. You can see the result, right? If anything are not clear, you can verify, right? It is very clear. Now one new thing, we can use if then condition for comparison, but sometimes certain condition we need to use multiple if then else. We can write with the program, but it is complicated. In that case we can use case statement. Even the plenty of cases you can write under that, and it will take the corresponding value. For example, 0 to 34 W, 35 to 49 W, 50 to 64 C, 65 to 74 B, 75 to 100 A, even some other values, right? Then you know if likewise we need to write. Instead of if, we can use case statement. See here, right? This is just a heading, right? Not any command. Here variable we are using marks, that should be integer. Then the grade here we are defining is a char, right? Char mean one character. Here we are starting begin, here onwards programming will start, right? So here in Pascal, write ln mean print, right? Then this get printed, enter marks. Read, Pascal will read. Now enter marks, and whatever the marks you put, because next line is read, no, so whatever the number you type, it will taken by these marks. Let's say if you type 50, the 50 will be now reside inside this marks variable. We already defined the variable, no? Now this it is very easy, no need to use if then. Now see 0 to 34, right? Then grade, then we need to say it is W. We can define multiple values. So whatever the marks you put here, it will check whether it is falling within this range, and then this letter will be assigned. When it is fall in this range, then this letter will be assigned, right? If nothing is match, finally say else, invalid marks, right? It's very clear, right? If marks greater than or equal to 0, definitely mark should be greater than or equal to 0, and mark should be less than or equal to 100. The both condition need to match. Then write ln grade is grade, right? Why? Here we are defining, no, here, right? Grade is actually the char, no? Here grade is char, so we are defining here. So this is the simple method, right? Take the variable here, then define it here. These the colons, these bracket, all we need to type accordingly. Now it is very clear, we no need to use many if then, we can use the case statement. So because these things, the basic understanding is enough. They will give the case statement and ask you, right, how to place these values. Therefore the logic should be very clear, right? Now the basic statements, then certain data types or operators, everything should be very clear to you. Then we can proceed with few questions, then we can understand the logics and everything very clearly. Then we can go for the complicated question. Stay tuned for the next video. Before going to questions, we need to understand about the arrays. Very good understanding is needed. Then after learning arrays, we can straight away go to questions. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.